Shalom, shalom. I hope everyone's doing well and keeping safe. Today I've just got a message to explain the word faith and what it really means to have faith. And I'll give you an example of many years ago when I went in for a job interview and how I had faith in the Lord and how He guided me to the job. I eventually got an interview with this company. I'm not going to say the name, and I was in there with three people, and they were just talking to me about certain aspects of my job and what they expected and the things that I needed to do. And they told me that if you do such and such job, it's going to cost you this much money, and if you keep doing that, and it'll be that much money. And they kept going on around it, and I said, well, look, I go, thank you very much for your time. Now, this interview took at least an hour and a half, and before I went to the interview, I prayed and I said, let it be your will, not mine. And I had this feeling inside me, like an overwhelming feeling, and it was the Ruach HaKodesh, which you call the Holy Spirit, and He was saying, do you trust me? And all morning and all week, before the meeting, I was like, I trust you. Of course I trust you. And He goes, do you keep trusting me? And I said, of course I trust you. And it was so repetitive that many times that I didn't know how many times it said it. Like, I'll be lying to you if I told you He told me 10 times. It was like way more than that. And then right up until I said, no, this is not for me, and I really needed it. But He still said, do you still trust me? And I said, yes. And they all got up, they walked to the door. One of the three people walked out of the room, and they said, nice meeting you. And I said, thank you, nice meeting you as well. And they walked out, and the other person sort of walked off, and the second person was holding the door, and I was right at the door. And the second person started walking off, and right there, like the meeting was over, it's gone and dusted, see you later, it's done. He turned around, he says, do you still trust me? And I said, I trust you and I love you. That's what I said back. And as I said that, the guy holding the door turned to the other guy walking off, and he goes, hey, stop. He goes, don't you remember the thing that the other states are doing and when we haven't done it yet? Do you remember we just got an email from their higher boss? It said that we need to look for someone like this. And he points to me, he goes, he could do that. He goes, do we need to get the third person that walked off? He goes, no, it's just us. So the both of them got me back inside. They interviewed me again, but now completely different job. And he goes, it hasn't been formed yet. It's gonna happen. Give it a bit of time. Give us 6 months to prepare it. And they sort of gave me the job. And I came home. I told my wife all what happened. And at the end, I had faith, and I really believed it. I didn't get let down at all, even though in the meeting, in the first meeting, I thought, nah, this job's not for me. I'm not going to make money. I've got 3 girls to take care of. Like, how am I going to support them? There's no way that this job's for me. I don't even know how people make money if they're going to do that, just a waste of time. And at the end, I was patient, and right at the door, everyone left from the meeting, and then he said, do you still trust me? And I said, yes. Now, anyone else probably would have thought, it's all gone and dusted now. You've lost the job. You went there. But I had so much faith in the Lord that I knew that I had the best job. I had the best feeling. They were saying, this and that. And I said, look, this job's not for me. I still had the best feeling for it. And lo and behold, many years, I'm still working there. And it's the best job that I've ever had. And I'm very lucky and I'm very blessed. And I just wanted to let people know that you've got to have faith, full faith, like that you've got to believe and not be scared. You got to really, really trust. You see people making YouTube clips and saying that they're you got to have faith, you got to believe, and then on the other hand they're saying, drink tea, drink this, and they're not sure either. And that's where you become sort of lukewarm. You're not really putting your faith in Yeshua and his ways. When I say put a full armor on, put the full armor on, not part armor, full armor. Will you get sick? No, I won't. Say you get sick. No, I won't get sick. There's you believe full-heartedly that, like, I wish people in my head to see, like, there's absolutely no way that I will get sick. And I'll be here for many weeks, many months, many years, and I'll still be here. It'll still be me, still be Jacob, and there'll be no sickness for me and my whole household, because I trust in the Lord. You pray and you believe, and that is it. That's the thing, not me staying indoors or staying outside or secluding myself from people. I'm in my car every day. I'm traveling around. People might not like that, but I don't care. They might say, oh, well, why are you doing this? And, why are you going for a bike ride? I've got a life to live, and he tells me how to live it. And that is what I'm more concerned of. I want one day for people to understand that this is something that is not of God, what's going on. And if you are of God, you know what it is, because you're going to hear different levels of what it is, and you're going to hear conspiracy theories of what it might be. And bits of things are the truth and some are a lie, and you've got to work it out and discern what's right and what's wrong. And the only way to do that is when you hold fast the things that are good and believe that Yeshua is the Son of God. There is no other way to get to heaven. And I believe that if you believe full-heartedly, you will be saved. And you'll be saved from the lies of this world. And I wanted to read Psalms 62 verse 7 and verse 8. This is how I felt on that day of the meeting. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Verse 8. That's Psalm 62 verse 8 now. Trust in him at all times. I'll just repeat that. Trust in him at all times. All times. Not part times. All times. You people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Praise. That's how you got to be. And on that day, I trusted in him all right through my interview. And the interview wasn't going good at all. And he said, do you still trust me? I said, I still trust you. Do you believe? And I said, I believe. And he knew. And I got this job only if you were there. I fly on the wall to see what happened. And now I'm telling you the story, and it's a true story. Yah is my witness that me and my household, we serve the Lord with all our heart, with all our might, with all our soul, and with all our strength. To him only I listen to. Now, have a heart like this and you'll be fine. Trust in him and you'll be fine. And when I say in him, you keep all his commandments, especially the fourth one. Figure out what the fourth one is, and that's the start of the key to all the other commandments and your ways of life. And through this, you'll find that you have to keep the feast days, his feast days, all the 7 feasts of our Heavenly Father. Not Easter or Christmas, because they're not in the Bible. So if you love Yeshua, what we call Jesus, you'll follow him and his ways. And his ways are good and righteous. The word right comes from righteous. So you've got to live righteously in him. I say this with tender love and care, that I want people to wake up and hear that and believe with faith that, you believe that Yeshua is real? Yes. Do you believe you'll get sick? No. Do you believe this? Yes. No. And just be straight with your answers, not half bending and saying, look, I'm on the border, I believe that I won't get sick, but I'm being, cautious. I've got to have my tea. I'm inside. I'm staying away from people. This is not of God. No sickness will come upon you. Go out to the world, proclaim his name, tell everyone about him. They're going to look at you and you're different to everyone else. They go, what's wrong with this person? Like, he doesn't get sick, he talks to everyone about him, because I want people to wake up and understand that Jesus, Yeshua HaMashiach from Nazareth, is real. Do not listen to Mambo Jambo on the news. Turn your TV off. I tell you this because I care. There's so many things that we could talk about, and we're still stuck on the same thing. Believe in faith. Believe that Yeshua is real. And trust in the Lord your God with all your heart, might, soul, and strength. All of it, not part of it. Oh, I'm not sure. Be sure. Now, I'm an example on how to be sure. I'm not cocky. I'm just full of trust in Yeshua. Everything to him. He just says, here, give me all your anxieties, give me everything, and just live your life. And through this, we've got to be careful because we've got kids. And you don't want your kids having any anxieties or getting any of these things because you're scared, so they're going to be scared. So you're like the rock of your house. You're the strong person. You've got to be strong. You've got to be tight with God. And it will show. And if you see my little girls, they're just playing like nothing's going on. That's how I want them to be. And I want them to know that. And that's how it is. And that's how God treats me. Like, go around and just do whatever you want, my little boy. And I just go anywhere I want. So at the end, my message to you is Psalms 62, verse 7 and 8. In God, in my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength, and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times. You people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. And I'll leave you with this. Shalom to everyone. Welcome again. And I hope that, when you're looking at this, that you could really see that you've got to believe, and believe with faith, and not believe the lie. The father of all lies is Satan himself. Fear is the devil's biggest weapon. If you allow fear into your home, you allow Satan. And he's just lurking like a roaring lion, ready to see and devour anyone that's weak in the faith. Do not be weak. Be strong. And remember that Yeshua, his holiness, his love and tenderness and patience is true. So you've got absolutely nothing to fear. But smile and rejoice and be happy. And I'll leave you with these words. Your brother Jacob, I love you all. Shalom, shalom, and go make disciples of men.